Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins All World. Today, we're diving into one of the most sought-after coins in American numismatics, the 1942 silver dime. This particular coin is an incredible piece of history, and trust me, it's worth more than just its face value. Stick around as we uncover the secrets of this silver gem and why it's become such a prized possession in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this video will give you a deeper understanding of why the 1942 silver dime is so valuable, what makes it special, and how to identify one in your collection. First things first, let's talk about the key features of the 1942 silver dime. This coin is part of the Mercury dime series, which was produced from 1916 until 1945. The obverse features a young Liberty, often mistaken for the Roman god Mercury, with wings on her helmet. The design was created by Adolf A. Weinman, one of the most prominent coin designers of the 20th century. The Liberty on the obverse symbolizes freedom and represents the forward-thinking ideals of the United States. It's an elegant and striking design, and that's part of what makes this coin so timeless. The reverse side of the 1942 Mercury dime is equally fascinating. It depicts a Roman fasces, which is a bundle of rods bound together with an axe, symbolizing strength and unity. Surrounding the fasces is an olive branch, symbolizing peace. The combination of these elements was meant to represent the balance of strength and peace in the United States during a time of global turmoil, especially since the U.S. was actively involved in World War II at the time. These symbolic elements give the coin an added layer of meaning, making it a true reflection of the era. Now, let's talk about the silver content of the 1942 Mercury dime. This coin is made of 90% silver, which means it contains around 0.07234 ounces of pure silver. Silver coins were once the backbone of American currency, and this particular dime holds a place in the hearts of collectors for its historical significance, as well as its value based on silver content. But here's where it gets really interesting. Not all 1942 dimes are created equal. You see, while most 1942 Mercury dimes were minted with the usual silver content, some rare 1942 dimes were struck with a special silver-copper alloy. These are what we call wartime dimes, and their rarity and distinctiveness are what make them especially valuable. Due to a silver shortage during World War II, the U.S. Mint decided to change the composition of the dimes for a brief period, using a mix of silver and copper instead of the traditional 90% silver. Finding one of these rare, non-silver 1942 dimes is a game-changer for collectors. The difference may seem subtle to the untrained eye, but for an experienced numismatist, it's a big deal. So, if you've got a 1942 Mercury dime in your collection, you'll definitely want to pay attention to its composition and minting details. A silver-copper version could be worth significantly more than a regular 90% silver dime. Another key point for collectors is the condition of the coin. The 1942 Mercury dime was produced in large quantities, but as with all older coins, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is much rarer. Most of these dimes were heavily circulated, meaning they've been subject to wear and tear over the decades. A 1942 Mercury dime in good condition can already fetch a decent price, but if it's in near-perfect, mint condition, well, then you're looking at something truly valuable. A coin with minimal wear, clean edges, and sharp detail is a prime candidate for a high-grade value. So, what makes this particular coin so valuable in today's market? It's a combination of several factors: the historical significance, the silver content, the condition, and of course, the rarity of specific era coins and the wartime dimes. Collectors know that owning a Mercury dime from 1942 is owning a piece of U.S. history. It's a reminder of a time when the country was at war, yet still producing beautiful and meaningful currency. You might be wondering, how can I spot a valuable 1942 silver dime? Well, it's all about paying attention to the details. First, look at the year on the coin. It should be clearly marked as 1942. Then, inspect the metal content. If you're dealing with a standard 90% silver coin, it will have a slightly higher weight and shine compared to a copper-based coin. You can also check for mint marks on the reverse side of the coin, just below the olive branch. Coins minted in different U.S. locations have different mint marks, and this can affect their rarity and value, but perhaps most importantly, you'll want to inspect the condition of the coin. A well-preserved 1942 mercury dime with minimal wear is what collectors are after. Use magnification tools to closely examine the details. If you spot any imperfections or errors in the design, like a double die or any irregularities on the mint mark, these could make the coin even more valuable. Now, let's get to the exciting part. How much could your 1942 silver dime be worth? If you happen to have a rare, well-preserved 1942 mercury dime in your collection, you could be looking at an impressive price. Coins in excellent condition, especially those with mint errors or from the wartime series, can be worth as much as $55,000. So, before you write off that old dime sitting in your change jar, take a closer look. It could be worth far more than you think. If you found a 1942 mercury dime in your collection, or you've come across one in your travels, remember to take the time to assess its condition, composition, and any potential errors. It could turn out to be a real treasure. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever found a rare dime or any other old coin that turned out to be more valuable than you expected? Drop your comments and let us know what you've discovered in your coin hunting adventures. Today, we're going to dive deep into one of the most sought-after coins in American numismatics, the 1945 silver dime. This coin is not just a piece of currency, it's a piece of history. From its iconic design to its rarity and incredible value, this dime has earned its place in the hearts of collectors all over the world. Stick around as we uncover exactly why this little coin from 1945 is so valuable, what makes it so special, and how you can spot one in your own collection. Let's begin with the basics. The 1945 silver dime belongs to the famous Mercury dime series, which was minted from 1916 to 1945. The Mercury dime is actually one of the most well-known and widely admired coins in American history, and for good reason. It was designed by the talented Adolph A. Weinman, who also created the Walking Liberty half-dollar, another iconic U.S. coin. On the obverse of the 1945 Mercury dime, we see a striking image of Liberty, wearing a winged cap. This design often gets mistaken for the Roman god Mercury, but it actually represents liberty, a powerful symbol of freedom. The wings on the cap symbolized speed and freedom of thought. This design was revolutionary at the time, and its graceful yet bold image has captured the attention of collectors for decades. The obverse also features the word liberty and the year of minting, which in our case is 1945. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a Roman fasces, a bundle of rods tied together with an axe, symbolizing strength and unity. Beneath it, there's an olive branch, representing peace. This balance of strength and peace was particularly significant as the United States was involved in the final year of World War II when this coin was minted. The reverse side also contains the inscription E pluribus unum, out of many, one, which highlights the unity of the nation. Now, what makes the 1945 silver dime stand out in the world of coin collecting? Well, there are a few key reasons. First off, it's made from 90% silver, meaning it contains about 0.07234 ounces of pure silver. When silver was removed from circulation in the 1960s, coins like the 1945 Mercury dime became even more desirable because of their precious metal content. But the value of this coin isn't just tied to silver, its historical significance and the overall condition of the coin also play a huge role in its worth. As we know, the year 1945 marked the end of World War II, a monumental turning point in history. The 1945 Mercury dime encapsulates this moment, and because of that, it carries more than just monetary value, it carries historical significance. Collectors are drawn to the idea of owning a coin that was minted during such an important time in world history. It's a reminder of the sacrifices made during the war and the triumphs that came with its end. But let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. How valuable is the 1945 silver dime? The value of this coin can vary depending on a number of factors, such as its condition, rarity, and any potential minting errors. In general, the 1945 Mercury dime is worth a lot more than its face value of just 10 cents. Coins in excellent condition, with sharp details and little to no wear, can command a pretty penny in today's market. However, if you happen to have a 1945 Mercury dime with a rare mint error or in exceptional condition, you could be looking at a serious payout. The value of a well-preserved 1945 silver dime can range anywhere from several $100s to a staggering $57,000. Now, you might be wondering, how do you spot a valuable 1945 silver dime? It's all about the condition and any potential mint errors that could make it more valuable. Coins that have been well preserved over the years, with minimal wear and crisp detailing, are the ones collectors covet. Look closely at the coin's details. If the wings on Liberty's cap are clear and well defined, that's a good sign. The finer the detail, the more valuable the coin is. Be sure to check for any discoloration or damage that might detract from the coin's condition. A coin that has been stored improperly or shows signs of corrosion will be worth significantly less than a coin in pristine condition. It's also important to check the mint mark on the reverse of the coin, near the bottom right. A mint mark indicates where the coin was produced, and this can affect its value. For the 1945 Mercury dime, the most common mint marks are D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mint mark for Philadelphia. While all three are valuable, the rarity of specific mint marks can drive the price up, but here's where it gets even more interesting: errors. Just like with many other coins, the 1945 silver dime had some coins that were struck with flaws during the minting process. These errors could be anything from double-struck designs, over-minting, or missing details. Coins with these errors are much more sought after because they are unique, and error coins tend to have a higher value than standard coins. Now, before we wrap up, here's an important question for all you coin hunters. Have you ever come across an old coin, like the 1945 Mercury dime, that turned out to be worth way more than you expected? I'd love to hear your stories and see what you found. Drop a comment below and share your coin collecting experiences with us. As we've seen today, the 1945 silver dime is a truly special coin with deep historical meaning and significant value. If you find yourself lucky enough to own one, especially in mint condition or with a rare error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins to ever come out of the United States Mint, the 1937 silver dime. This little treasure may seem small, but it holds incredible historical significance and, in some cases, a value that could leave you in awe. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just getting into the world of coin collecting, this video is going to give you a deeper look at what makes the 1937 silver dime so valuable, how to spot one, and why it's considered a true gem in the world of rare coins. Let's start by taking a closer look at the design of this stunning coin. The 1937 silver dime belongs to the famous Mercury dime series, which was minted from 1916 to 1945. Designed by the renowned artist Adolph A. Weinman, the Mercury dime is considered one of the most beautiful coins in American history. Although the figure depicted on the coin is often mistakenly thought to be the Roman god Mercury, it actually represents Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap. This winged cap symbolizes freedom of thought and swift action, a powerful image for a country just a few decades removed from its founding. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find Liberty's face, adorned with her winged cap, encircled by the word Liberty and the year of minting, which in this case is 1937. There's also the inscription, "In God We Trust," just below her chin, a reminder of the nation's strong values. The reverse side of the coin features a Roman fasces, a bundle of rods tied together with an axe, symbolizing unity and strength, along with an olive branch representing peace. These elements reflect the American spirit of resilience and unity, even in times of challenge, as 1937 was still during the interwar period. But what makes the 1937 silver dime so valuable? Well, it's not just the timeless design or the silver content. While it is made of 90% silver, which gives it inherent value based on the precious metal, there's so much more to it than just its weight. The real value lies in its rarity and condition. The 1937 silver dime was minted in relatively high numbers, but many of these coins were heavily circulated over the decades, meaning that the ones that have survived in exceptional condition are extremely rare. The coin's value rises significantly based on its grade, which is determined by how much wear and tear the coin has endured over the years. A coin with minimal wear, sharp details, and high-quality strikes is highly coveted by collectors. And the more pristine the coin, the more valuable it becomes. Now, let's talk about errors and what to look for. As with many older coins, the 1937 mercury dime was not immune to minting errors. While these errors may seem like small details to the untrained eye, to a coin collector, they can be the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one that could fetch thousands. Some of the most common errors to watch for on the 1937 silver dime include double strikes. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the die, causing some areas of the coin to have overlapping details. A double-struck coin can be a rare find, and coins with this error are highly sought after by collectors. Off-center strikes. Another error you may find is an off-center strike, where the coin was not properly aligned with the die during the minting process. This results in a coin where part of the design is missing or shifted to the edge of the coin. Die cracks or cuds. These are imperfections that occur during the minting process. Die cracks appear as fine lines across the coin's surface, and cuds are small raised areas caused by a break in the die. Both of these can increase the rarity and value of a coin, depending on the severity and placement. But how do you spot a valuable 1937 silver dime? The first thing you want to do is inspect the coin's condition. Look for sharp details in Liberty's cap and the fasces on the reverse. Coins that have little to no wear, with crisp lines and a bright, reflective surface, are much more valuable than those that have been heavily worn over the years. Be sure to check for any signs of discoloration, scratches, or dents. These will decrease the coin's value. Next, take a close look at the mint mark. On the 1937 mercury dime, the mint mark is located on the reverse side of the coin, just to the right of the fasces. The most common mint marks for this year are D for Denver and S for San Francisco. While both mint marks are valuable, the San Francisco minted coins are often considered to be rarer, which can influence the price. If you come across a 1937 silver dime that seems to have any of the mint errors we mentioned earlier, don't hesitate to have it appraised by a professional coin dealer. Mint errors like double strikes or off-center strikes can drastically increase a coin's value, especially if the error is particularly noticeable. Now, let's get to the part everyone has been waiting for. How much could your 1937 silver dime be worth? Well, if your 1937 mercury dime is in exceptional condition, with no visible wear, sharp details, and perhaps a rare mint error, it could be worth as much as $53,000. Yes, you heard that right, $53,000 for a single dime. It's hard to believe that a simple 10-cent coin could be worth so much, but in the world of rare coins, it's all about rarity, condition, and historical significance. So, what do you think? Do you have a 1937 silver dime hiding in your collection? Or perhaps you've come across one in your pocket change? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories and see if you found any hidden treasures in your own coin hunts. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating world of the 1994 silver dime, a coin that might not seem like a big deal at first glance, but believe me, it has some serious potential to be worth much more than its face value. Now, the 1994 silver dime may not be as old as some of the other legendary coins we've talked about on this channel, but it's definitely no less intriguing. Coins from the 1990s may seem like they're not old enough to hold any real value, but this particular dime is an exception, and trust me, there's more to it than meets the eye. Let's first take a quick look at the design of the coin. The 1994 silver dime is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946, following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This series is named after Roosevelt, who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. The design was created by John R. Sinek, and it's known for its simplicity and elegance. On the obverse, we see a bust of Roosevelt, facing left, with the inscription Liberty to the left and the year of minting, which in this case is 1994, just below his neck. You'll also spot the words, "In God We Trust," on the coin. The reverse side of the coin displays a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. What makes the 1994 silver dime so fascinating isn't just its design or its history, it's the rarity and condition that really make it stand out. You might be wondering, what could make this modern coin valuable? Well, like most valuable coins, it all comes down to condition, rarity, and sometimes even errors that make the coin unique. Most coins from the 1990s were produced in relatively high numbers, so many people would think that a coin from 1994 would be worth nothing more than its face value. But here's the thing, finding a pristine, uncirculated 1994 silver dime in perfect condition is extremely rare. Coins from this era were widely circulated, so most of them show signs of wear and tear. But when you find one in mint condition, that's when the value starts to climb. A coin that has been well preserved, without any noticeable scratches or tarnish, becomes a highly sought-after piece for collectors. Another important factor that can increase the value of the 1994 silver dime is the presence of minting errors. While coins from this time period were generally well made, some small mistakes did slip through the cracks. If you're lucky enough to come across a dime that has a mint error, like a misaligned die, a double strike, or an off-center coin, you could be holding on to something really special. Collectors absolutely love error coins because they are unique and different from the standard issue, and that can drive the price up significantly. Some collectors are also specifically looking for coins from certain mint marks. The 1994 silver dime was minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The most common mint mark for this coin is the D from Denver, followed by the S from San Francisco. While Philadelphia minted coins typically don't have a mint mark, they can still be quite valuable depending on their condition. So, if you want to spot a valuable 1994 silver dime, there are a few things you should be on the lookout for. First and foremost, inspect the condition. Is it clean, shiny, and well struck? Does it have any visible scratches, dings, or discoloration? The better the condition, the higher the value. Next, check for any mint errors. As we mentioned before, errors like double strikes, misaligned dies, and off-center strikes can significantly raise the value of the coin. These kinds of errors make the coin rare and desirable for collectors, and they can drive the price sky high. But here's the big question: how much is the 1994 silver dime worth? If you happen to have a pristine, uncirculated 1994 silver dime or one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a value of up to $58,000. Yes, you heard that right, $58,000 for a single dime. That's the power of rarity, condition, and error coins in the world of numismatics. It might seem unbelievable that a coin that's just a few decades old can be worth so much, but when it comes to rare coins, anything is possible. So, if you've got a 1994 silver dime sitting around in your collection or even in your pocket change, make sure to give it a closer look. It could be worth far more than you ever expected. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever come across a 1994 silver dime, or perhaps any other rare coin that turned out to be worth more than you thought? Drop a comment below and share your experience with me. I'd love to hear your coin hunting stories. Today, we're diving into a coin that might not be the first to come to mind when you think of rare treasures, but it has a story that could blow your mind and make your collection even more valuable. Let's talk about the 1987 silver dime. You might be wondering, isn't that a relatively recent coin? After all, it's not nearly as old as some of the legendary coins we've discussed in previous videos. But, just like many other coins in history, what seems ordinary on the surface can sometimes be hiding something extraordinary. The 1987 silver dime is a coin that proves just that. Now, let's take a look at the design of this iconic coin. The 1987 silver dime belongs to the Roosevelt dime series, which was first introduced in 1946. The design was created by John R. Sinek, and it features a portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse. Roosevelt is facing left, with the word liberty inscribed to the left of him, and the phrase, "In God We Trust," right beneath his neck. The coin's year of mintage, 1987, is also placed just below his bust. On the reverse side of the coin, we see a symbolic image of a torch, olive branch, and oak branch. These elements represent liberty, peace, and strength, values that were close to Roosevelt's heart and a perfect representation of what he stood for during his presidency. You might be thinking, that's all nice, but how does this coin stand out? Well, here's where things get interesting. 1987 silver dimes are not rare in terms of mintage numbers. However, what really gives this coin value is its condition and rarity, and we're not just talking about a few mint marks or slight imperfections. There's a much deeper layer to the story of this coin. The key to unlocking its true value lies in its state of preservation. Most of the dimes from 1987 saw heavy circulation, meaning they were passed through countless hands, spent, used, and worn down. So, a well-worn 1987 silver dime isn't going to be worth much more than its face value, just 10 cents. However, the unbelievably well-preserved, uncirculated 1987 silver dime is where the magic happens. These pristine coins, free from scratches, discoloration, or any signs of wear, have become incredibly sought after by collectors who are looking for near-perfect specimens to add to their collections. But wait, there's more. Some 1987 silver dimes feature minting errors that make them even rarer and more valuable. For example, there could be coins with misaligned dies, off-center strikes, or even double strikes. These mistakes might have been overlooked at the time, but they're incredibly important to collectors today. If you happen to find a 1987 dime with one of these errors, you could have a truly valuable piece of numismatic history on your hands. One of the factors that could also elevate the worth of this coin is the mint mark. The 1987 silver dime was minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While the Philadelphia minted dimes don't have a mint mark, those from Denver have a D mint mark, and the ones from San Francisco have an S mint mark. While the San Francisco coins tend to be slightly rarer, the most valuable of the 1987 silver dimes are those that are perfectly preserved and have no visible flaws. Here's the million-dollar question: how much could a 1987 silver dime really be worth? While these coins might seem like they're just a few decades old, the truth is that a perfectly uncirculated 1987 silver dime can fetch a stunning $60,000. Yes, you heard that right, $60,000 for a single dime. And that's not all. If you happen to come across one with a rare minting error, it could be even more valuable, so don't let that little coin slip through your fingers without a closer look. So, how do you spot a valuable 1987 silver dime? The first thing to do is examine the condition. Look for dimes that are shiny, smooth, and free of scratches or tarnish. These are your pristine, uncirculated coins. Next, check for any potential mint errors. If you notice that the coin is off-center, has double strikes, or exhibits any unusual features, you might have a real gem on your hands. Now that we've covered the ins and outs of the 1987 silver dime, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever stumbled upon a coin from the 1980s that turned out to be worth a lot more than you thought? Maybe a rare error coin, or a dime in exceptional condition? Drop a comment below and share your story. I'm always fascinated to hear about the incredible finds out there. And before we wrap up, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss out on more valuable coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your coin hunting. You never know, you might just find the next big treasure.